Let me also, just a second. I'm setting everything up. I want to make sure I'm streaming from all the, and I'm going to make sure I'm letting people also in here. Sorry. I'm streaming from all the platform before we get started. Let me also, oh my God, I can hear myself. Just a second. I'm setting everything up. I want to make sure I'm streaming from all the, and I'm going to make sure I'm letting, let's do the volume down. All right. Just a couple more minutes. We'll wait for people, and I'm going to be streaming on Instagram as well. All right. So actually on this call, I don't want to glorify dropshipping so much because I know a lot of people do that. And I want to talk a lot more about not necessarily struggles. I mean, that too, but one of the things that I don't like that I see a lot of people do, they try to make dropshipping look easier than it is and make it look like, oh, I didn't do anything. I was traveling all day, I didn't do anything, you know what I mean? And kind of get that thing out of the way right now. Sorry, I'm just making sure I'm doing that too. Come on. All right, I got the link up here too. And I'm also going to go live and all right, we're going live. All right, so in this video, we're going to talk about, let me just make sure I'm also streaming on YouTube. If you, okay, there are a couple people on YouTube. What's up, people? What's up, YouTube? What's up, everybody? Also on Instagram. I think I didn't announce it properly, but that's okay. Let me just make a message also on here. All right, guys, if you guys want to come watch us live on, right now on Instagram, talking to Instagram, come to this link that I posted down below or go on my story. I'll put the link there. It's going to be a live interview of me and Derek and talking about how he did 2 million total, but what it took actually for him to get to that point, So talking about what actually took. This video already also going to be posted on YouTube, so you guys can go watch it later. But let's talk about it. Let's talk about the beginning. Like, I believe we met in 2019, right?
Yeah, that sounds about right.
Yeah, 2019. And I remember we met and you were already trying to make your own. So one thing that I noticed about you was that you were, and I remember when there was some point that I think I talked to Dom to them and she was telling us like, Derek is the most hardworking person. And I could say, cause you really try to make something work. You know what I mean? Cause you had that, you guys are not doing the detox company. And you lost like 20,000, 30,000 of, so just a backstory. He had a detox company. He was selling detox products. And for whatever reason, you lost $20,000 of inventory. And
I forgot about that. Oh my gosh. Yeah, we lost like 20 grand. That was brutal. Oh my God. That hit us really hard because we were not like making a lot of money on that product.
Yeah. Yeah. So that's one thing that I kind of want to talk about because people think the reason I mention that is because people come into drop shipping and then they think like everything just magically works. And, a lot of people actually tried multiple things. And I noticed that people are actually successful in one business. They already failed so many times in different things, they tried this and I'm like, oh my God, I lost this much money. I lost this much money. And then they eventually, one thing that, it takes time to build that work ethic and that determination to make something work, you know, and it's not necessarily just learning about dropshipping too. I honestly think failures has to do so much with how successful you become in your life. You know, everybody on Instagram that are watching, you can go click on the link on here that I post in here, and you can join the Zoom call and get on a Zoom, or you can watch it on YouTube if you want to watch the whole thing. Okay, go ahead, Derek. Sorry. There's a lot of people are messaging how I've watched this.
Oh yeah. So I guess like that detox company, that came out of us quitting a job that, you know, it was a nice job. We just didn't like the owners of that company. So we quit, we moved on, and we were in Thailand, and we're like, oh my gosh, we need to do something. We've heard about this online stuff. That was back in 2016. Can't believe how time just like flies by. And you know, I just started reading a lot of books on like how to run a business and like what the mindset was. And that was really what needed to change, was the initial mindset on like becoming successful. So I read books, like one of the first ones was like the Rich Dad Poor Dad book. You know, it's like so famous, right? And then I read books like Think and Grow Rich. Oh geez, I don't even remember. Like I ordered a whole bunch of books. Like the day that I quit my job, I ordered a whole bunch.
Read all these books.
Oh yeah. And I did. And I hadn't read for a really long time. And like I plowed through like a whole bunch of these like mindset type books. And it really instilled like this idea that I can be successful. You know, I can be, you know, before like I had good jobs. I worked as a skydiver. I'm a helicopter pilot. You know, I managed a healing resort in Thailand, yoga healing resort in Thailand, which was amazing. We were on a big TV show, like with like 5 million views or something ridiculous. Like it was, you know, on the BBC.
I remember.
So we
sent me the videos.
Yeah, we have done some pretty cool stuff, you know. And I had never really been financially successful. Like I had money, but I was never like, wow, I am like really well off and I can go and do whatever I want whenever I want. And that was like, once I started reading those books and like changing my mindset, I realized that, hey, anybody can actually do this if they just put their time and energy into it and focus. So at the beginning, I wasn't really focused. You know, I did that one detox program because we had already been running a detox center. So we're like, okay, let's build one that you can sell online. It was really tough. Shipping internationally was difficult. We had international clients because we had that TV show, so people would come to our website from that
I heard
TV
also
show.
powders are hard to ship. That's what I've been told. I don't know how it is when you were selling it from Thailand. When it's a powder, the shipping is more difficult.
It was just ridiculous. Like we would send to countries, and it would just sit in customs for months. And the client's like, what's going on? I was supposed to do my 7-day detox. It was a 7-day detox program. I had booked off the work, blah, blah, blah. We're like, well, there's nothing that we can do. It's in customs. So that was really difficult. So after that, I'm like, I'm not going to ship any more of these products. I wanted to do print on demand. So like, how many websites did I start? Oh my gosh.
It's crazy. It's funny how we laugh about it now, right? Because people at the time when they're doing it, they're like, what the fuck? Like, why is this not working? But now you're able to laugh about it. That's what that you do. Like, that is like, hey, it's not working. Ha ha ha. What am I going to do about it?
But during, it was really tough. Like we were having a baby. We were living in a little town in Quebec, which was just not my town. Like I didn't really enjoy it. I sat in the basement and it worked for like 2 years. You know, so yeah, I started the print on demand. It was mugs. Oh, I'm gonna sell mugs with cool.
That's cool.
So I started a website called My Mug Life. That didn't go very well. I didn't sell a single mug. Then I did like this other one called Cuddly Decor. It's funny because like these websites, I just canceled them like 3 days ago. I had them like as on GoDaddy. And I just like canceled them. So the other one was Cuddly Decor. And because I had like a little kid, it was decoration for kids' rooms. And that didn't sell anything either, you know,
Did you
like
run
how much
Facebook
time
ads for it at the time?
I did. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So
And it
that was
was
the first.
brutal.
So that was your first experiment in like e-commerce and Facebook ads.
Yeah, we did with the detox product. We tried to run Facebook ads, but we were banned like right away. Like
Yeah.
I ran one product and it was like, nope, shut down that store. I tried to sell it on Amazon. They shut me down as well.
Yeah,
So
because they don't like weight loss like stuff for you to sell it weight loss stuff. Yeah.
like it was like closed door after closed door, you know. It was crazy. And then I put so much time and effort into this one store called Ark Revel. And it was a print on demand store once again, because I was like so fed up with having inventory. I just wanted something that you could just, the person ordered and printed, and I didn't really know about drop shipping at this point. So I built this store with like a couple of artists, which were really difficult to deal with.
Where did you find them?
I like hours and hours of hunting on Instagram. And it was like, and it was
good old Instagram. Okay.
So like I was looking for digital artists, and I would print their prints, and it was just brutal. Like the art wasn't, I mean, some of the stuff, you know, some people would really like, but art is difficult to sell.
Imagine. And then you trying to make that work, and it's already after losing the 20,000 on detox. Having multiple print on demand, and then now you're working on the art.
The art was brutal. I spent so much time building that out. Oh,
crazy. Man. How long did it take you?
Months.
That's
insane. Yeah, it was all like it was. I was so fed up with shipping that detox product that it's a detox product, so you're dealing with people that like the customer service side of things is really difficult, because like they send you photos of what comes out of their bowels, which is really gross. They talk about, you know, their whole experience. I think you did the detox, didn't you? Did you?
Yeah, I did the detox. Yep. I remember.
It was a good program. Like
it's really pretty good. Yeah. That's great.
But
it was great.
Not enjoyable to like deal with that customer service wise. So anyway, during that whole time, what happened was we had this inventory sitting in Thailand in a fulfillment center, and on the bottle it didn't have one thing that it needed that we didn't know about. Like we had it all manufactured over there with like a manufacturing company, and they didn't put something on the bottle. I forget what it was. It was the address of the manufacturing. Yeah, that was it. It was just like one thing, address of the manufacturer. So they did like a random check of that warehouse, like the consumer police that they have over there, and they took all of our stock. And they just, and the guy's like, I was gonna get on a plane, fly over there and get it back, and the guy at the warehouse is like, you're never gonna get it back. Yeah. So that was a huge hit. We were not wealthy, you know, we were scraping by, you know, we were trying to start all these businesses. I was running ads. It was tough. We had the kid, like, you know, it was stressful.
So that's when you were back in Canada, right? So you had inventory there, and then you had to go back to work at that time.
I did. I started looking for a couple of jobs. One of them, I went back to skydiving because that's my trade. So I went on the weekends. It was about an hour and a half drive from where we lived, and I would go and pitch a tent in a barn. It was at like a skydiving center. I would pitch a tent in a barn. It was like under the ceiling, but you didn't want to pay $5, you know, because I didn't want to pay like $5 for the room.
Yeah, makes sense.
Oh my gosh, like I can't believe this. Like I haven't talked about this ever. Anyway, so I would pitch a tent, I would work, I would get there like Friday night, I would work Saturday, Sunday, sometimes Monday. My kid and my partner were like an hour and a half away. They, you know, we only had one car, so they were stuck at home. And sometimes they'd send me to another skydiving center, which was like another hour drive away, you know, like I've made money, but it wasn't like, you know, the glory days.
And I think that's the time that you started testing drop shipping, right?
exactly.
When I met you, you said you were already trying to test a lot of products and it was not working. And
Yeah.
then, yeah, go
Okay,
ahead.
I'll go into this
Go
because
ahead.
like this totally screwed me up. When I started testing products, I was testing products that I thought were gonna sell. There's no way this product is not gonna sell. Like it's so cool.
Mhm.
Um, and I met you because I saw a video
I
of
was learning
you.
to skydive.
Yeah, and I'm
Yeah.
like, oh, you're a skydiver too. Yeah, that's how we met.
Yeah.
Um, and then you're like, no, you're too attached to this product,
Yeah.
and I tested it, like spent too much money testing it, hoping that it was going to go. And I'm like, why aren't people buying this thing? It's such a good product. What's the problem with these people? Like, maybe the ad's wrong. I gotta do something else. So I
Everybody.
only tested a couple of products, you
Yeah.
know. uh
And then did you,
wow.
and you were were you building one product or were you doing
i
general?
was I was doing funnels.
Oh, you were
Yeah,
doing funnels. Okay.
yeah,
Yeah. I mean, funnels are still great. So that's not something that, but it just takes a lot of work to do.
so much work.
It's so
Yeah,
much work. They're still great. Obviously, the conversion rate is a little bit higher than usual. And I think about December 2019, that's when we, worked together and then you found your first winning product. And
yeah.
I remember you hit $10,000 a day and you were like, this is insane. Like,
It
how
was
is that
insane.
possible? Yeah.
Like,
Going
okay,
after going through all that stuff that you've been through,
oh,
trying not to pay
like
$5 to not sleep in a room. Now you're doing $10,000 a day.
like the speed that it changed once I found that winning product, it was like a huge difference in our life. We had a washing machine that would like squeak. You remember that thing? Oh my gosh. It would like walk across the room. I had to bolt it to the floor, Oh my gosh, I can't believe it. The dryer that didn't dry. Oh wow. Anyway, so we it's funny, my partner Dominic, she's right here like laughing at this stuff that happened. Um yeah, we had like a washing machine. It would walk across the room. It was brutal. And then when like that product happened, we bought like a new washer, dryer, dishwasher, stove. Did we buy a new stove? No, we didn't buy a new stove.
No, you said.
But we bought those three things, which was like a huge change. I'd never bought a new washer dryer before. It was like a few $1,000s. Wanted
Yeah.
everything new. New dishwasher. I'd never bought a new dishwasher. It was crazy the difference, how quickly my life changed.
Yeah.
But it was 2 years, not
Yeah.
really. Well, I mean, we started online in late 2016. So it was like all of that time leading up to being successful. It
Yeah.
wasn't like, oh, sweet, I'm successful.
Absolutely.
It was a lot of like self-education as well.
Yeah. A lot of people think that they see the results, like, or people post on YouTube, but nobody talks about I actually tested that many products. I failed in that many stores. It's the average that counts. Like people say in business, you only need one or two big wins to be successful, like, cause it's what it can't, cause I know how it feels when you're trying to make things work and it's not working. You're like, oh my God, why is this not working? I'm
What
so
am I
sick
doing
of
wrong?
tired of this. I'm so sick. And it gets to your head, right? You're like, what
yeah.
am I doing with my life?
Oh my gosh. It's not just your head. It's your father-in-law, your mother-in-law, your mother, your dad, like your stepdad. I got a stepdad. Like my stepdad was like the most, besides you, he was my most supporting
Aw.
fan.
Aw.
He just finished building like a $200 or $300 business.
That's amazing.
So like
Understand this. Yeah.
and him, that was like 20 years in the
That's
making.
crazy.
So I looked at him, I'm like, holy smokes, like this is taking so long. And everyone's trying to push him down, like, stop it, you're wasting your time. And then finally, this last like couple months, his business took off, and that's worth like a couple $100 million.
That's
So
insane.
like he was, and I would go over to my father-in-law's place and they're like, he's wasting his time. He shouldn't be doing this. Like, get him to get a job, and like that just like kept on wearing on me. At one point, I'm like, okay, I went and looked for a job. I went for like an interview with somebody. And I was like, this is not what I want to do for my life.
Yep.
Yeah. And that winter just like, boom, changed my life.
Yeah, because
That
I
was it.
believe, how much did you scale it to? I forgot how much
Like
it was.
600,000 or 700,000.
That's amazing. That's
Yeah,
great. Yeah, I remember it was going for a while, and
it
then
was going for a while.
yeah, and then it died off, and I think you rescaled it a couple times, and then at the time you found a couple other products. You
Yeah,
were still testing, so I'm gonna also throw it out there. I remember you were testing it while you were scaling. It's still big. You were testing a couple other products, and you still tested 20, 30 products until you found another winning product. So it's not like,
yeah,
oh my God, I found a winning product right after each other. It doesn't work that way.
no,
It goes in a motion of like, you're gonna have to test a lot of products, videos, creatives, websites, things to find another winning product. But once you hit it, that's when you hit it. You know, you have 700,000, 600,000, and then it's 20% profit. How much is 120,000? Like you made that in like, I don't know, a couple months.
yeah, I know. Insane. And like that was when, because it was 2019, so we ran into COVID,
Yeah.
right? Which I lost like another 150 products because of COVID shipping, you know.
Oh
So
yeah, because of the
yeah,
shipping at the time.
you
Yeah.
remember? Like that was
Yeah,
crazy.
everything was help.
Yeah, everything was brutal. But what I was doing, so I was testing other products, and I was testing products in my back end, which is where I found my winner.
Yeah. Okay.
Do you
Yeah, I
remember?
remember your,
So
it was your upsell
it
or
was
like,
my upsell.
yeah, it
Yeah.
was. Okay.
So that's one thing that you changed. Holy smokes, I couldn't believe the difference. So I was selling one product. That was it. Like it was selling really well. People would not wander around my website. And like they would just go to that one store, that one page, sorry. And what I did is I was just like doing that one thing, and you're like, yo, you should get some bundles going. I'm like, what do you mean bundles? So I found like the app, I added it to the website. It wasn't bundles, it was a quantity discount.
Yes.
Holy smokes, like people started ordering like 3 or 4 of these things at a time. I'm like, what? This is possible? My average order value just like went way up. And then I started adding those upsells, and I would like test. I had one upsell that was selling, and then I had a second upsell that I would like test new products on to see how it was going, because I was sending so much traffic through there.
Yeah, I remember. And then you had another winning product. Well, this is something that kind of like crazy because it's been going for like a year, still selling.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Had
It's been over a year now.
this is another, like, I think this is like way after, but still, but in between you had a couple winning products, and then you had, and this one winning product that kind of basically is completely passive because you're like,
Yeah.
it's been scaling for since like COVID, basically, right? Since COVID hit pretty much a year.
March last year. Yeah.
Oh, March last year, still been
Yeah.
scaling on Facebook, which is insane. That doesn't happen very often, knock on wood.
No, but I've branded that.
Yeah.
It's I'm the only one that sells that product.
Yeah.
So I've dealt directly with the manufacturer. But I want to go back to that second winner, because that was so, because okay, so I had that first winner. I was testing all these products on the back end, and I found this one that was doing really well. I'm like, hey, I should just like make a video for this thing. I made a video. Within a week or a week and a half, it had 1.4 million views. I couldn't believe it. And that was where I was like, okay, there is like infinite amount of traffic out there that can come to your website. That's where I really realized, because I have friends that run brick and mortar businesses, and I'm like, man, how many people come into your business in a day? They're like, oh, we get like 100 people, or like 80 people, and they're on like the main drag in Calgary. They're like a really, really popular store. They're like 100, maybe 200 people during the Christmas season a day. I'm like, holy smokes, I have like 150 people on my website right now.
Crazy.
Like, this is insane, So it's just really, this business can go so big, and I didn't really realize that until then. Like that was that second product that had so many views so quickly. That was just amazing.
That's crazy. It's crazy how also making your own videos make a difference. That's not,
oh my gosh,
telling people what, but it's kind of hard when people never created their own content. It's so super, like people actually like start freaking out. Like I'm like, hey, make your own content. Like, no, I can't do it. They get so scared. It's scary. It's scary.
Oh yeah.
It is scary. But I've seen actually one of my students that I'm working with, I've seen him like going from making okay video to like getting better. And it's like, and I get it. It's like 20 products in and he's tired. I'm like, oh my God, 20 products. But now he's just getting sales, it takes time. You don't just magically make $100,000 in 2 months. It takes a lot of work and effort to actually make that work, and that's something that I see on the internet too much, that they try to make it, I'm not, make it easier than it is. It's a lot of trial and errors. And even people are like, oh, what is your guarantee? A lot of times, when they work with us, I'm like, I don't have any guarantee for you. I'm going to tell you what we've done that make us, all the tools during, like, for all these years of failure here, this is what I did that made me like fail 20 billion times. This is what I did, not necessarily. So this is like giving the tools to be successful, but there's never a guarantee with anything in life, nothing. Like you go to school, even you don't have any guarantee of getting a job.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I'll go back to my stepdad here for that one reason. Okay. They had their plant that they were building. It was quoted to be like 70 million to build it. Halfway through, the engineers came back and they're like, no, we need another like $70 million. And the investors are like, holy smokes, like we don't want to put that money up. And my stepdad, he was the CEO. He's like, if we don't put that money up, then you've lost the 70 million, and they threw that other 70 in, and now they have that business. It was like, it's not, the first one wasn't guaranteed, and it could have failed. It could have failed after all of that. It was totally new technology that could have failed, after like $150 million pretty much put into that. It could have just failed. But those guys, they're like huge players, and they're like, if we don't do this, then there's no way we'll be successful with it, and that's something that like, us smaller players, because we're on a totally different level. Us smaller players really need to get into our heads is like, okay, if I don't do this, there's no way I'll be successful. Zero chance of me being successful if I don't take that first step. Absolutely. And I find that that's where most people, they like fail themselves. It's not your guarantee for them to be successful. You're giving them tools. We're giving them tools. And if they implement those, the chances of being successful are drastically higher.
Exactly. It's kind of like people play poker for a living, right? And like there's a chance you can maximize your chances if you learn it, you actually study it, compared to gambling and now listening to what you're supposed to do or all that stuff. But anyhow, but now fast forward almost, how long has it been? 2 years into dropshipping almost?
Yeah, because it was late 2019 that we started. So like just that. Over.
You're now over like around $2 million in revenue, which is crazy thinking about it.
Yeah.
You pretty much, so what you did, and I remember when we met, that was like, I was like, what do you want to do? And you were like, what is your motivation? And you were like, I don't want to have a normal job. I don't want to do that. I don't want to go to I don't want to go to work. I want to have a schoolie and travel with my family. That was your thing. And everybody has a dream. Some people might want to buy a house. Some people, you were like, I want to buy a schoolie and travel with my family. And now that's what you're doing.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, here, look, I'm in my back room right now. This is air conditioning line that's going to be installed, but I'll show you. This is the White Sands National Park. This is where I am right now.
White Sands right now. That's insane.
Like there, I don't know if you can see my little girl. There she is. She's got a toboggan.
Oh my God. So that's amazing.
We're traveling around the United States right now. Our visa is gonna be up in a month. So we're gonna go down to Mexico. And we've driven like all across Canada. We've driven from Seattle down to California, over to Texas. And now we're heading back to Arizona, and then we're going to go down to Baja for the summertime and surf and like just live on the beach and surf. And like, it's amazing. So I still have that product that's still running since last year. And sorry, that was my kid that just fell. Anyway, the other day, this was like insane. The other day, we went to a place called Carlsbad Caverns, which is like an amazing place. I keep on telling you have to go there.
I'm gonna go check it out.
Anyway, we're like 750 feet to 1,000 feet underground, and we were there for the whole day, pretty much like 4 or 5 hours. And I came up No self-service, nothing. So like my ads are running, like my store is running, and I have no clue. There is no connection whatsoever. I come up and there's like, we're not even done the day, and there's like $7,560 in sales. And I had no idea. I'm like underground.
Yeah,
It was like,
that's amazing.
and I come up, I'm like, wow, like this is the power of running a business. Like it's just amazing. It's so life-changing. It's so cool.
Imagine.
Yeah.
It's once you get the foundation built, you don't have to dedicate so much time. You can do the things you want and put aside like 1 hour, 2 hours in your business to work at. In the beginning, obviously it's a lot of work. And I remember you were like, I'm in at my office like 24/7 trying to make it work. But once you build the foundation, you can do so much. You can travel, you can do a lot of things, but you got to build that foundation. So I say we also go through some of the questions because people are asking on YouTube. There's a lot of people there in there asking questions. So one of them was, can you really make money drop shipping? The answer is yes.
100%. Yeah.
So someone wants to know, so someone also asked here about why didn't you create a brand around your product? The winning product that made you successful. It doesn't really matter. So I don't know, it's an iPhone, but you go and answer, but you were doing it on general store. Or was it a funnel? I forgot.
It was a general store that I had upsells to. Yeah. So it was kind of like a funnel, but it wasn't a one product page funnel. So what I've actually been able to develop on my end is a general store that has funnels.
Yeah.
So each product has its own funnel.
Yeah.
But it's still a general store. So I don't have to build that whole store every single time. I just create a new page.
Yeah. And because
it's like a template.
WordPress too. You use WordPress instead of Shopify because of the fees, which is very smart.
Yeah. But I think that like, I was talking to somebody the other day that does e-commerce. It's funny because since I've been traveling around, I've met a lot of business people, which is crazy because I always thought RV living was like for, I don't know.
A lot of business people do that.
There's a lot of people that are doing it. Yeah. That are very successful, which is cool. But yeah, you could do WordPress or Shopify. I think that you can do that type of store with the funnels on.
You can do that. You have to pay a little extra on Shopify, but it's smarter, obviously, to do it on WordPress because you don't have to pay all those extra costs.
Yeah.
It's a little bit harder though.
It's a lot harder.
Yeah, a lot harder. So guys, drop your questions down below now. We're going to go through the questions and answer all your questions. And I know some of you guys just dropped some of this. Is accurate? Everyone will try to push you down when they try to success. I mean, I wouldn't say so. You want to be around people that, don't push you down and bring you up. Can you really
make there are a lot of people that do, they're almost like jealous.
That's crazy. Do they? Someone asked that, can you really make a living with dropshipping? I'm not sure if this has been answered.
Definitely.
Yes.
Definitely. So it like right now, let's say I wanted to work harder. I work maybe an hour a day right now. If I wanted, and like Dawn, my partner, she responds to emails. She does maybe an hour and a half, 2 hours a day. If I wanted to work harder, I could start 5 more stores, and then, have way more income. So it depends on like what you want in your life. If I was young, I'm not old, but if I was younger, if I was in my 20s, I would probably have multiple stores running right now. And right now I'm building another store with somebody else as well. But yeah, I would definitely have many stores running. Just because like when I was young, what was I doing? I was just like working a day job anyway. So this would have been way better. But yeah, you can make a lot of money doing it. You could later with this information, you can go ahead and create your own brand, which is sellable. You can sell a brand.
Yeah.
So 100% you can make a living.
A lot of people also don't know that a lot of products can come back. Like when you have 4, 5, 6 winning products, you can recycle them over and over again. And that's how you actually stay profitable. Because people are like, oh, but dropshipping is all trendy product. You always have to be fighting for these trendy products. Not always. You literally recycle a lot of all the winning products. You can bring them back. A lot of products we also brought back from Facebook, putting on TikTok. So it works with the right creative, once you have couple, and it's the beginning stage that is kind of harder. Once you have a couple of them, then you can kind of recycle them, over and over again. Like you said, even your recent product died off, it came back again, died off, comes back again, dies off.
Yeah.
It's like it comes back. It doesn't necessarily, and you have the data already in your account, you can turn it back on, and you're the first person that's going to get the sales if it's supposed to pop again,
Yeah.
Do you use
plus more and more people are coming in and out of niches. That's what something that I realized is the exercise niche. I mean, you sell these like little rubber bands. I probably wouldn't sell them, but there's more and more people buying them because why? One, there's more people that are coming into the niche. Two, they break. Three, they're gifts for people that maybe they already have a set, but somebody buys them a set, so there's always going to be more people coming in and out of niches.
Yep, all the time. And there's always more people also joining the platform. Like they're coming on TikTok, they're coming on Facebook, there's going to be more people. Someone asking, do you use an LLC for one product store? You're testing product? Yeah. You can file every other one, but again, everybody's different, I guess.
So I have a corporation. I'm in Canada, so I have a corporation, and that owns the brands or the stores. But mainly it's my accountant that deals with that stuff.
Yeah, I don't usually ask your accountant because these are the questions that accountant can answer.
Yeah.
Say, which one do you prefer, TikTok ads or Facebook ads? Between both, which one would I put my focus on first? I like both, but you go answer that question.
I run a lot more Facebook, but TikTok, I think you could find a winner sooner because I don't think that there's been a lot of money pushed into TikTok, but I don't think there's the same amount that's been pushed into TikTok. And also, if you look at the feed on TikTok compared to the feed on like Instagram or Facebook, there's a lot more ads that are being run on those two platforms. Yeah. So you're competing. I mean, there's not much more that they can do to add more ads to the platform. For example, like I find sometimes on Instagram stories, I'll get hit with 2 ads back to back from one story to the next. And on Facebook, I'll start on my feed, and the second, post will be an ad. They can't add more ads, if you will,
Yeah, totally. But I mean, both are good. Any platform that you put your on, you decide which one you want to focus on. One thing with Facebook is you gotta, when you're just getting into it, if you just create an account, you're on a watch list. They can ban you quickly. So I know, Derek, you have your account. You've been I think you even run ads on 2016 on that account on Detox. So it's pretty aged and good. And so that's the only tricky part about TikTok, but Facebook, that you can get banned more often.
Yeah, you can't just run straight into conversion ads anymore. You got to warm up the account. So I do page engagement or page likes, post engagement or page likes to warm up an account.
So someone asked if we do any coaching. Brian, yes, I put the link to apply for our coaching down below. So for anybody that is interested, go ahead and answer. You can go ahead and apply. I put the form down below. It's a form you fill up, basically what your goals are, where you add with your business and everything. And we'll see if you're a right candidate, then we'll reach out and we'll see if we'll either email you or DM you on Instagram. So you can go ahead and fill that up. Someone else wanted to know that how much of your revenue was profit? What's the profit on the 2 million revenue?
Oh, geez. I don't remember. I haven't really done that much with the numbers because I dumped a lot of money into this school bus.
Well, I mean,
but I'm around 25, 30% profit, somewhere around there.
So that would be like 600,000 almost, probably.
Which is insane.
Yeah, that's
insane.
That's pretty good.
So with the jobs that I worked, the best job that I had was probably skydiving before dropshipping, because some weekends you could do $2,000 like $1,000 a day, $1,200 in a day, jumping out of an airplane. That was my max. I had never made more than $1,000 in a day.
That's
never.
crazy. And that's a lot of work. You had to jump like 10
Oh
times
yeah.
a day, probably.
Oh, 15, 25, 20 times a day. Yeah, it's a lot of work.
25 times. That's insane.
Yeah. It's a lot of work. Yeah.
That is crazy. Okay, from Morocco, I guess the problem with people that they don't even start is because once they start, they will learn from their mistakes. All these, I think. Okay, that was not a question. Hold on. How do you incorporate profits? Do you pay yourself salary? Okay, so someone wants to know how you pay yourself, and do you pay yourself salary or not? I don't know how you do it in Canada, but
yeah, I pay myself as a salary.
Yeah, same thing. So you want to pay yourself basically with, again,
your best, hold on a second before we go into this, is your best is to find an e-commerce accountant. Seriously, they are going to find the loopholes. You know, everybody like rags on, you know, I'll go with Trump because nobody knows how much he pays in taxes. But everybody rags on these people because they found loopholes on not paying as much tax. So like they're running a business, there's a lot of expenses that you can write off. I'm not going to tell you what you can write off, but somebody that is educated as an accountant will tell you how much you can write off, and they will help you maximize what you keep.
Yep, exactly. So you need a good accountant. Like you said, I'm not going to say anything. You just need a good accountant.
Yeah.
Someone asked, I've just launched my store a week ago and have $100 in sale, $45 of it being profit. However, that's all with $500 in ads spent. I'm deep in a negative and confused if ads are my I'm confused. $100.
Yeah, so I think that like you're like, I've spent thousands running ads. I remember I spent $3,317 Canadian before I found my first winning product. I probably will never forget that number. You know, that was a lot of money spent on ads for how much I was making. So you're starting a business, you know, like you got to look at it this way. You're starting a business. There's going to be some sunken costs. You know, you're going to lose some money. If you don't have a job and you have a very set income, like savings, get a job. I had a job when I was starting out. The only time I quit that job was when I had enough money coming in from drop shipping that I didn't have to worry about that. And I could spend a lot of money on ads and not have to worry about it. But, you know, don't get yourself into a situation where you are like in lots of debt. You still need to have some money coming in. So having a job that, you know, gives you money to eat, live, and pays for some ads is better than like putting all of your savings into it and then not being able to do any drop shipping.
Absolutely. Yeah, people sometimes come in and they're like, I only have $200 or $500 or $1,000 or even $2,000. I don't have a job. I don't recommend people starting drop shipping. You would want to have money coming in. You know, you're not going to be spending like $1,000 at once in ads, but $50 here, $100 here, you know, you just got to count it as a money that is gone. You know, it's going to obviously is a learning process, is the money that you pay to learn kind of thing, you know, and then just consider that just imagine when I started, I remember I was like, all right, I go out and eat, let's say $100 like a week or whatever. I'm like, all right, I'm not going to do that. This is going to go into my business. You know, that's $500 that I could squeeze into my business. You know, that's kind of like, it's like all about what you're willing to sacrifice in the beginning, you know?
Yeah. And it's so worth the sacrifice. Like it's so worth it.
Yeah.
You know, it's life-changing. Once you've done that little sacrifice, like it is a little sacrifice, you know,
you gotta
like
sacrifice for sure,
you know, but for what you can gain on the backside, I think that it's like a little sacrifice, you know? So, but everybody's life is different. So it's hard to say.
Yeah. Someone says scared money don't make money. That's very true. That is very true. I mean, a lot of times I'm so used to it. Even now with starting new businesses, I'm like, okay, I'm just going to say something. Like I invested like in some coaching that I paid like 6,000, 7,000 for. Then I'm like, you know what? I feel comfortable spending this. If it works, great. If it does, you know, like it's something that I know, first of all, I'm responsible for it. Nobody else, you know, because a lot of people will be like, oh, like this method didn't work, or just, and I'm like, how many products did you test with that person? 3. I'm like, okay, do you actually expect people to just hand you winning product when you know what I mean? So that's like something like you gotta be willing to take responsibility for your actions and actually make it work. Because I know when you're in a bad mindset that you're like, okay, I'm not calling anyone out or anything, but I'm just saying I've heard like people just like randomly, ask me, and I'm always supportive. I know, because I know the mindset, it can be like, it can get you down. You're like, oh, I tested 20 products. And I'm like, okay, let's see your ads. First of all, look at your ads. Look at what are you doing with your ads? And I see all the products and all the ads are saturated. Why are you not using this method? Why are you not using this method? Because I like this product. You can't just like the product. This is the thing.
That's where you're going to lose a lot of money. I met somebody, they spent like $15,000 testing like 4 products.
Holy shit. Yeah.
He told me that. I was like, oh my God.
I've had a consultation with this girl who spent $5,000 in testing 1 product. And I'm like, why are you doing that? She said, well, I read on this course to do 1 product store and then run this amount for that. It was just blowing my mind. Like, you can't just do that without changing your stuff. If it's not, yeah, go ahead.
I'll throw in some 2 cents here, because you could do something like that. You have to be extremely meticulous on finding that product. You have to do a ton of research on finding that product. You can't just scroll through like PP ads or what's that other one? Ad Spy. You can't just scroll through there and be like, oh, I'm going to take this product and spend $5,000 on it. No, I met somebody, they run like a huge business out of China. They manufacture products. They spend a lot of money on product research, and then they manufacture that product and sell it. And they're like a year before they have that product sold, they're like looking into making that product. So, okay, you could go that route, but I don't think that that's worth it at all.
No,
yeah,
at all.
Not at the beginning. No way.
Someone asked, what is your product testing process? What's your budget, and how long do you run it before you decide if it's a winning product?
A day. Like
pretty much a day. No.
A day. Within a day, you're going to know, am I going to be able to continue to test this product? And then within a week, you're going to know, okay, am I going to be able to continue to scale this product? And within a month, you're going to know, okay, this product is dying, or I can still keep putting money into it. It's really it's almost like on a daily kind of basis, which is what's nice about drop shipping, because I don't have to go and order 1,500 units of that product. I can go and buy it. I sold it. I can go and buy it, so yeah, I think that like you're running those tests, you're looking through to find like a product that's not saturated. That's really important, guys. We see so many people testing saturated products, and you're just wasting money, because you're competing against other people that are spending more money than you. And it's a bidding war in these ad platforms. So if I spend $10,000 and you're spending $5, you're not going to outbid me. I'm going to win. I'm going to get the better traffic. So you need to be finding products that are not saturated. And then at the end of that day, you're going to have like 2 or 3 sales, and you've only spent this much, but you've made this much. Okay, tomorrow I'm going to put a little bit more in. I'm going to test another, I'm going to test another interest and see. So you're really like working with it on a daily basis and like building it up, and then you might find, hey, what's going on? My CPMs are going up. Okay, so why would my CPMs go up? Mainly because your ad creative isn't working anymore. So now I need to make a new ad creative. So you're just like, to make a winning product last a long time, it's always moving. You're always like changing and doing things to keep it going, I guess is how I would put it.
It's a lot of trial and errors for sure. It takes, once you have it, obviously, so someone asks, so honestly, it takes 1 winning product to win. Once we have the winning, we have the data, and the rest of the journey is a little bit easier, correct? Kind of. Well, you have more money to work with now. So let's say you have a 1 medium size. So there's different kind of winning products. You can have a huge winning product. Like I would say the 600,000 that you did, it was a big winning product, because like you had 120,000, almost something in profit. So if you have a winning product that it 2 months did 600,000. Now you have 120 or whatever. Is that how? Yeah, 120,000 in profit. Well, you have so much more money to work with, you know? So you're not stressed out. So one thing is this, I notice, at least personally, I don't do well under stress. If I'm stressing about money, I'm like, oh my God, I can't even focus on my business, you know? Like, I'm like, but again, some people also know they do really well under stress. They're like, okay, if I'm like, this is the only thing I have to make it work. I know people are different. I personally rather have something that, okay, I'll know everything, you know, when I started, everything is, you know, when you have, basically, to answer your questions, you have more money to work with. And now you have, let's say 120,000 that you're sitting on that you can test 20, 30, you can hire people to test products for you. That's what we do. Like, I have people testing products for me because people are like, how do you test 5-10 products a day? People do it for me. You have 120,000 to invest in teaching people how to test, how to scale, how to run. Like, it's now at that point is more like building a team that can help you scale in bigger and bigger and bigger, you know? But again, that depends on how big you want to go. At some point it gets too stressful, you know, that you're like Derek, you said you could have run five stores, but more likely you won't be able to travel, you know, if you were running 5 stores and it's just so much work. It depends how much work you're willing to take.
Yeah.
Okay. Back on YouTube questions. What are the shipping time directly from China? Is it US? So sometimes you do US, sometimes you do China, but I have a really good supplier. If you're doing 20 orders a day or higher, DM one of us. I'll put our information down below, and then I'll send you the information for our thing. I do not have an OnlyFans, no. But if you want me to get one, I'm just kidding.
I have an OnlyFans.
Only have one fan. Just kidding. Where do you find your products? So there's different ways to do it. You PP ads. I have a bunch of other videos in here, but I promise that I'm not going to go over an hour with this call. So I'm going to kind of wrap it up, but we're going to do calls every week. And just make sure that you check on the Facebook group. If you're on a Facebook group, if you're watching on YouTube, go join the Facebook group. I'm going to put the link down below. Go check the Facebook group. I'm going to put all the links, times, and everything in there for weekly lives. We're going to do more. We're going to do question and answers and all that stuff, Q&A and all that stuff. And if you are interested in either mastermind or working with one of us, Derek is now my business partner. We do coaching together. And we've been helping students doing, $100,000, $200,000 a month. I don't know. I don't want to call any names, but I want to, maybe one day we get some of the students on the call too. But, some of them were shy about getting on the video. So we asked them, they were like shy, like, oh, I'm shy to come in the video, but they're doing really, really well, and if you're interested in any one-on-one, I'll put the link down again below. And in here, you can apply for the one-on-one and I'm going to put it on YouTube too. And then if you're qualified, we'll message you and then we'll kind of go from there. Any last word, any tips that you have?
That I have?
Yeah,
I do. Yeah, I mean, like, I think that the main thing is like get your mindset in the pattern that you are going to succeed in this. There's a book called Think and Grow Rich, I think is where it says it, where like 99% of people, they tell themselves that they fail before they've even started, and then they never even start. And that's like, it's sad because it's really just around the corner. It's really just around the corner. The success is within you. You just have to like dig deep enough to get it out.
And honestly, entrepreneurship is not for everybody. So that's kind of like, I'm being rough here, but like, it's not for everybody. Some people just, prefer going to work, coming home, never have to think about work anymore. That's just what it is. It depends how far you want to, like, I'm not here to tell you have to go so far. Yeah. If that's where you are and where you're happy with, that's all it is. Like, you don't have to go any further if that's what you prefer to do. But if you're here, the chances are you're looking for something, you've been thinking bigger out of that workplace or the place that you are. And that's already, you're already 50% ahead of all the other people that don't even want to, get to see what's out there, what's like breaking from that I don't know, 9 to 5. I hate to be like encouraging people, but it's such a good feeling once. I know it's such a hard time. I had days that I would cry at night, like, oh my God, my PayPal got limited. I have 50,000 on hold. I don't know what to do. Those are the old days, you know? I would literally cry. I don't have any cash flow, right? That was like back 2019, I think. I would have no cash flow. And I'm like, holy shit, what do I do? I'm like crying. And I can't even ask anyone for like, you know, hey, can I borrow $50,000, by the way? I need like $50,000, you know? So I had to deal with that. All right, I got to refund some clients. Let me message these. Let me just like, let me figure this out. Let me see if I can get even my PayPal back. So these things happen. It's just all about what you're willing to, you know, work around.
Yeah. If you're not sure, don't try and scale really big. Just try and make a couple sales. You know, just aim for like, hey, I'm going to make, you know, $100 a day.
Exactly.
That's it. You know, and if I like it, I'm gonna.
All right, we're gonna wrap up the call. I'm gonna, the replay gonna be on YouTube. I'm gonna also, we're gonna do lives every week from now. So make sure that you watch the Facebook is more encouraging stuff, like, you know, all that stuff. But yeah, I'll see you guys next week, and bye.
Thanks guys for joining.